Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new Let's Play where we're going to be playing Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader by Owlcat. Oh my god, I've been looking forward to this for a while. I have backed this game since Alpha, and I have been very much looking forward to playing it in its official release. I'm not even going to like preamble, let's just go into it. So we're going to be playing, of course, the main story, as there's nothing else released yet, but take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valkyus. Vanicus. Yeah, I'm very bad at pronunciations until I hear it. As it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without as countless enemies, seek to destroy the most daring and brave against agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of this shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the Von Valans. I'm going to call them that until I can actually figure out how to pronounce it. Dynasty. Currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high, and rise even higher as you cross paths with the terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Koronus Expanse. And we're just going to be playing on box standard normal. I think let me just check there's... I just want to make sure it doesn't level up my companions automatically. Yep. Looks like everything's good. So we're not going to play anything hard because I honestly don't know what this is all like. So let's just go straight on normal. We're going to be making our own. We do have 3 ready to select. We've got a soldier, an operative, and a warrior. I'm pretty sure this is actually a commissar as well. Oh, wow. You can actually change color schemes. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, these are the ones that you get offered, but we're going to be making our own custom character. Portrait-wise, I must admit, I don't think any of the portraits really directly go to what I'm aiming for. So I think I'm going to go for this one because I think it's the closest to what I'm going to go for. Though I'm not going to go in for that uniform, but we'll worry about that later. Now, let's have a... let me just quickly click off the portrait, click on the portrait again. Yeah, I'm happy with that portrait. I'm happy with that look, to be honest. Let's find ourselves some hair. Honestly, yeah, the bog standard hair is pretty much okay for me. Got a beautiful beard there. I kind of like the close shave. Yeah, I'm kind of actually really... I'm not going to lie, I'm really going with that. And I like the eyebrows there. I think that looks really good. Okay, yep. I think that's fine there. Let's also make sure... So, color scheme, clothes not available yet. That's fine. So, tattoo. Can I have more than one tattoo? I cannot. Gotta find a cool tattoo to go for. Yeah, I like that. So we'll go for that one. Oh, we can have more than one. Oh, that's awesome. Good. We'll have those 2 tattoos, and let's have a tattoo of the Imperium on our back, of course. And I kind of like that, so we'll go with that as well. Tattoo colors are fine. Scars, I like the scar. We've got augmentations. We could replace our head. But I do find the augmentations very funny. Not in the haha sense, but in like the... I think they always look really cool, but some of them just... There's just some that you just want to laugh at, you know? I'm happy with no augmentations, to be honest.
Something of interest. Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
This could be an opportunity. Your existence is naught but ashes.
What curiosity unveils itself?
Look upon the Emperor's
Pious male sounds perfect. Right, so now we've got to choose the world. So we have a death world, which is... On death world, the plants, beasts, and sometimes even the environment itself takes aggressive and destructive forms, imbecile to human life. While it's exponentially difficult to colonize, many death worlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the planet's surface to harvest. These harsh environments result in some of the hardiest and most resilient populations in the galaxy. Those tested and found wanting die young. So you get the survival instincts, and you get some character modifiers, and you eventually get some more traits as well. Voidborn. Voidborn is a human birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who have lived their lives on Voidship become inured to some of some extent due to the reality-altering process of warp travel and to living in low or zero-gravity environments. In many cases, their features are drawn and their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or a strangeness to their speech, gait, or general appearance that sets them apart from others. We lose a little bit of strength, we get fortune, and we get, again, some more stuff that that are pretty interesting. Hive World. A hive world's population is so dense that the great swaths of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gigantic cities bejeweled with towering spires that pierce the atmosphere. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium and are a beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Empire's armies and vast manufactories, mine valuable minerals, and refine fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from the massive populations as well, which would get strength in numbers, so we get that. We then get some fellowship, get some agility, but we lose some willpower. And we also obviously get access to them later. A Forge World. Forge Worlds are the domain of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Each entire planet ceded to the demands of the vast macro industries. Each is manufacturing super complex of the unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different Forge Worlds have become especially renowned for their philosophies or ways of war. These are often colored by the technologies they specialize in manufacturing. The bulk of a Forge World population is utilized as a labor force, while the fortunate few may be induced into the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus itself. We gain some intelligence toughness, but we do lose fellowship. Imperial World. An Imperial World is one of the million planets united by the belief in the immortal God Emperor. Hailing from the hyper-technological societies to grimy feudal populations, inhabitants of countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the master of humanity and the imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are nevertheless part of the Imperium. We just get humanity's finest, and that you don't get any other bonuses. It's a very basic start. And Fortress World. Fortress Worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They're constantly trained for the day they might be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress Worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen and soldier trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. You get never stop shooting. We do lose some fellowship. We get some perception and willpower, and then obviously you get these as well. So looking at all these, I don't really know which I'd go for. I feel like Imperial World's very basic. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I like that one, actually. No Heresy. What's Fortress World ones? A Combat Addict, Ale of Steel, Melee Kickback, Bear Mag, Never Stop Believing. I don't know if I want to be a Fortress World person. It kind of seems like a cool idea, but I also don't know. I know I don't want to be a Hive World one because they seem a bit, And Death World, I lose intelligence and fellowship, but I gain strength, toughness, and agility. Get brutal hunters, trusty weapons, lifetime of scars. This is, I must admit, this is a very hard decision. I think I'm going to be a Fortress World. Sod it. Let's do it. And I already know where I'm going with this one, but let's have a look at all of the different classes you can play. Origins. Astra Militarum Commander. The Astra Militarum, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium and the first line of defense from the myriad of threats that endanger the existence of humanity in the 41st millennium. You have served as one of the commanders of an Astra Militarum regiment, commanding thousands and winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. So this, look how cool I mean, I must admit, that looks so damn cool. You then have Commissar. Commissars of the Officio Prefectus are ruthless officers charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of the Astra Militarum regiment. You used to be one of the faithful servants of the God Emperor, a living symbol of Imperial authority, regarded with a mix of fear and awe by the subordinates. So, like, the main difference between these two is you get weapon skill and you get ballistic skill here. That's kind of like, and this one gets fellowship, but this one doesn't. Obviously, there's obviously the big different stuff here. Like, you get suppression fire, timely rescue, but like actual lore things, I'm pretty sure I can't remember who is above who. It's a weird one. I really don't know. But anyway, Crime Lord. The Imperium serves and prospers in no small part due to the narrowness of his vision, but a rebellious mind and will such as yours could not be so easily contained. The dark paths of smugglers and renegades that wind beneath the facade of the Imperium society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. Used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. I do like their armor, but unfortunately that is not us. A Minsortium priest? The Exarchy, known formerly as the Adeptus Minsortium, is a vast institution that oversees the galaxy-spanning religion of the Imperium. The Exarchy's complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity ensures that prescribed prayers and invocations are made, all while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. Used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. So close. And this is obviously the one that the picture is based off of, which is a Navy officer. The Imperial Navy is responsible for the fleet of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. Used to be a Navy officer and a commander of a void ship, hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. This one looks pretty cool, I must admit, but not going to be what we are. A noble who has, like, the most basic armor. The high nobility of the Imperium are enormously privileged and powerful elite, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered above the common masses. You expected their obedience and lived upon the fruits of their toil, surrendered to your family in solemn fealty. You serve me, you do something, you protect me, you go on, you kill it, you are next. You are next. I like that, that's funny. And a sanctioned psyker. Psykers are feared and distrusted, but they are nevertheless valuable assets to the Imperium. The role of the Adeptus Astara Telepathica is to recruit, identify, and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful, who somehow survive the rigorous sanction rituals, are selected to serve on the battlefield. The mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold dangers risked by wielding of war powers. You are one of those found worthy to serve humanity and have miraculously survived the perils of the warp. Note: damaging psychic powers count as a weapon attacks, counting towards a normal attack limit per round, and gaining all the benefits of abilities and talents, increasing the damage attacks. For example, a soldier can use running gun ability, will be able to use damaging psychic powers twice per turn. Oh, that's okay. That's just teaching us. I thought that was like some extra stuff up. But look at all this, you know, all the psychic stuff. But we're not going to be that. As cool as a psyker is, we're not going to be a psyker. We are going to be an Astra Militarum commander, and we are going to change our color to be. I kind of like the red, but we'll go with the black. Do I have a backpack? No, I do not. But anyway, we can complete that. Our triumph. So we have the apex of brilliance. Through reforms and leadership, you restored a broken Imperial Guard regiment to its former martial glory. Illustrious glory. You and your guardsmen defended a shrine world and received a high commendation for your feats. Or feat of greatness. Utilize your talents and commander to achieve great victory over the ruinous powers. I think I'm going to take Feat of Greatness. I like the idea of using, having got a great victory over the ruinous powers. My darkest hour. You could either lose, which is grim portents. You lost an entire regiment to the Imperium during the Gela field failure, yet you yourself emerged unscathed. As the commander-in-chief of a disastrous military campaign, you were buried in shame. Or Shadow of Torment. Captured by heretics, you suffered unbearable torture at the hand of humanity's enemies. So I think I'm actually going to go for Shadow of Torment to explain our scars. Like, you know, the scars that is barely seen on our face now that I've noticed. Yeah, Shadow of Torment. Let's quickly go give myself...
Look upon the Emperor's faithful and tremble.
I want to give myself, like, a cool scar. There we go. We'll give ourselves that scar to explain it. Archetypes. So, we've got Warrior. Warriors are combatants boasting an exceptional melee prowess, capable of dealing high damage in close quarter combat and withstanding heavy amounts of damage. They also excel at drawing enemies' attention and from less defended allies. We've got Officer. Officers use their willpower and fellowship to improve the combat capabilities of their allies, turning them into even greater threats on the battlefield. So this obviously can go into Vanguard, Master Tactician, and Grand Strategist. Warrior can go into Assassin, Vanguard, and Arc Militant. We've then got Operative. An Operative uses intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defenses. None can withstand the attack from an Operative. They can become an Assassin, a Bounty Hunter, and a Grand Strategist. or what we are going to be, which is a soldier. A soldier is a master of all ranged weapons, quickly able to assume an advantageous position from where they will stand ready to rain fire on the enemy. Whilst well trained in a highly diverse range of arms, a soldier is particularly proficient at blasting their targets with burst fire and area weapons. So we're going to be using, as much as I like the idea of doing a warrior, we're going to do a soldier. I then intend to go to Arc Militant and then obviously Exemplar. So, Fellowship has had a knockdown, so I'm going to use a pointer just to make it normal. Our main abilities are, it doesn't say. Here he goes. Agility, perception, strength, and ballistic skill. We want to obviously get our ballistic skill up. Want to get that up quite a bit. We want to get our agility up as well. And I think the last thing we'll do is it strength? I think it said. Yes. Strength or perception. Our perception's already up, so we'll get our strength up. And there we go. We'll consider that our stats. And now we get to pick our Voidship. So this Voidship right here is the Sword class frigate. The Sword class is a classic combat ship proven in thousands of battles, combining decent firepower, high speed, and respectable survivability. Estimated dimension is 1.6 kilometers in length, 0.3 kilometers of a beam at the fins, approximately. Estimated tonnage, 6 megatons approx. Estimated number of souls aboard is 26,000. Okay, this is the same either way. But so this is the Falchion class frigate, which I think looks the coolest, to be honest. Falchion class frigate is a more advanced and modern design that was developed only 5 centuries ago, but has been proven to be as good as the veteran frigates like the Sword class. This is 2.2 kilometers in length, 0.3 kilometers of beam at the fins, has 6.5 megatons, and carries about 27,000 souls. And the last one is the Firestorm frigate, which does look really cool, but is not the one we're going to go with. But the Firestorm frigate is a modification of the Sword class designed to deliver fire strikes against larger enemy ships, not shying away from engagements with superior firepower. It's 1.8 kilometers in length and 0.3 kilometers a beam at the fins. It is 6 megatons approximately, and the estimate number of souls aboard is 25,000. Like I said, we're going to go with the Falchion class because I just think it looks really, really cool. The Von Valenius flagship is the mightiest Voidship belonging to the Dynasty. Every system aboard its frigate has been tried and tested in numerous engagements. Its weapons and turrets deliver hard-hitting volleys with pinpoint accuracy. Its plasma drives are rugged yet reliable in extreme conditions. The flagship size and maneuverability are perfect for pursuing smaller, faster raiders and for hunting of the countless pirates, Xenos, and heretics from the Koronus Expanse. Numerous rogue traders have acknowledged the exceptional performance of this vessel, and within a few minor updates, the flagship has continued to serve faithfully. So let's give it a name. Apex Predator, no. Atonement of the Abyss, yes. We are flying the Atonement of the Abyss. And our name is going to be Wilbur. That's a cool. I love the name Wilbur. No. Let's have a look. What name do I want to be? Malachi. We're going to be Malachi. Right. This is the adventure of Malachi, the Astra Militarum commander. Let's do it.
Excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
The man who has approached you is gazing down on the depths of the vast temple on one of the lower decks. What do we want to say? Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me?
My apologies. I did not seek you out to pester you with unwanted attention.
The man turns to you and bows.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voidfear, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Vorkatvir bows his head and focuses attention to you. Lieutenant General Malachi Scopio Grimald, commander of the 8th Army of the Scaphian Janissaries.
My regards, Lieutenant General. The Astra Militarum is the hammer of the God Emperor, isn't that what they say? Well, it is likely that fate will give you ample opportunity to demonstrate your talents as a commander.
Vorkatvir smiles faintly, but you are not sure it is directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You say I'm one of the rogue trader's heirs, so there is another candidate.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
He shrugs slightly. Lord Captain, a strange title for the Lady of Fedora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
So, that is the Codex of the Imperial Laws. If you didn't know, just make sure that's up there for you. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood correctly. Lady Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Tell me about the one whose ship I've found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that Her Ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade, and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord's captain and Master Edelthrad von Valentius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
All right. So I have played the beta, and
Shall reclaim what is rightfully
I
ours
was in the beta
for
and I was in the alpha as well, but I didn't actually play it much because I was waiting for this. Interactable objects. Some objects can be interacted with in a special way. The way in large specific icons. Some allow you to study objects. Those allow transfer the character to neighboring locations, such as a small event. As to launch a small event, these icons become visible when your character is standing close enough. Massive conference table. Obviously crafted from real wood. Interesting. If it was without due influence, the duration of data processing has tripled. Let's continue tripling it. For the
We are
Imperium.
bound by the blood of martyrs.
Okay. If I see you raise your head again, I'll hand you over to the tech priest for servitization. Oh crap, that is dark. You don't know what that is? That's one of the darkest things you can think of, really. It's to put it lightly, it's just not something you'd want. A candlelit altar with a copy of the 2348 volume of the Lex Imperialis, the Codex of Sacred Laws of the Imperium. Oh, cool. I must admit, this game does look beautiful. So what do I have currently on me? I currently have a stub revolver. That is shit. I need a rifle. Give me a rifle, damn it.
Guide my path to glory.
All right.
One of the Von Valentius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk! May the blessings of the divine grant us the courage and strength.
To survive the grim darkness of the far future, we'll have to face enemies of all kinds to fight for your life. These hint tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of the Warhammer 40k. Let's go. Alright, so let's start the battle. Now, I haven't actually done the combat in this game, so I was hoping there was going to be like a tutorial. Oh, damn. Insta-dead. Oh, that servitor just absolutely ganked it. All battles on the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, the character can move, attack, and use abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area, double-click to move the character there. Movement points determine how far the character can move on their turn. 1 MP corresponds to 1 cell on the battlefield. Moving diagonally costs more. Every second diagonal costs 2 MP. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to the maximum value. Note that one character starts moving, this action no longer can be cancelled. Right, so we need cover.
My enemies shall be crushed like dust beneath my feet.
To make attacks and abilities in combat, the character must spend AP. The total AP is displayed on the panel below on screen. Every attack soon has a certain AP associated cost with the number of squares next to it, the icon. Okay. Okay. To attack, first click left my band a single shot. Icon the weapon panel at the bottom of the screen. However, the cursor may appear over hold the cursor of an enemy. A tooltip will appear, showcasing your chance of hitting the enemy and possible damage, where you can deal a successful hit click to attack. The amount of damage your character deals depends on the parameters of the weapon they're using. Okay.
I will not be deterred.
Oh, damn! I had a 52% chance, and
This is beyond me.
well, then my turn. And that guy just got ganked. He's going to analyze and joint analysis again. All right, well, so I have run and gun, and I have regimental tactics. I'm just going to shoot.
Actions will speak louder than words. Rejoice in service.
I have a 37% chance. I'm going to run. I'm going to do a stupid. I'm just going to run at him.
The Emperor commands.
Shit. Oh, come on. You could have gone at me. Now it's enemy and joint analysis again.
And so, let this be the warning to all who oppose us.
I can scarcely believe it on a day like this.
Suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Without taking his eyes off the bodies of the floor, Voidship removes the box caster from his belt and speaks a few quick orders to the device, then he turns to you. Spread out. No one is allowed to enter the premises stations.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
The lines on Voidship's forehead softens, and his voice regains its usual courtesy. Master of Whisper gives you a curt bow.
Let us walk this path to the end.
What's this? The wires in the servitor's head are still smouldering. It would seem the cause of this malfunction was a short-circuiting of the motive force. Tarantula sentry gun constructed with the blessing of the Adeptus Mechanicus using a standard template construction in the manufactorums of Kiva Gamma. Yeah, I thought that was a Lehman Russ. A Lehman Russ battle tank reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor, the first to breach the capital walls during the pacification of Vortex Chiton. There's a bunch of stuff over here we can look at as well. Look at this. What's this? A violet alloy, which upon closer examination turns out to be the handcrafted object. Symbols carved with a primitive tool are visible on the surface. A black shard resembling obsidian. If you look close, you can discern a strange, barely perceptible glow inside the artifact. This one. A massive golden amalgam interspaced with sparkling particles. The stone of the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue, as if someone has captured a piece of turbulent sea within the rock. A strange object resembles sea coral. The porous surface is pitted, a sign that it has been underwater. This. A grey-green crystal with white veins. A low hum can be heard coming from the artifact.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
This exhibit is unfinished. Another symbol of House I can't say it still. Valor will be displayed here at some point in the future. Why am I not able to say certain things? Also, is there a way to... This is what I couldn't find when I first played the game, when I first did the thing. Is there a way to specifically follow my character? Yeah, F.
Let the faith guide
There we go.
my path to glory.
I don't care if we go the right way. I want to go the way I want to go, you know?
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Ooh, what's this? The lifts carrying people around the decks move with a loud grinding noise. And they are very cool, to say the least. I beg your pardon, your lordship, but after the incident with the services, the passage is closed open until the Arch Militant says otherwise. I'm assuming I'm going this way then.
I forge my destiny among the stars.
No, that's a tech priest. Can't go that way. Okay.
Let us walk this path to the end.
I'm going to assume it's not that way. So we've got... Oh, here we go. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in peculiar garb. His voice is tied with tension. His face, half of which is covered by sin skin, is twisted into a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation to the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. The tall, grey-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson, and suggests an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelfarad? I'm just going to survey the room. Your first impression of Edelfarad, who appears to be about 30 years old, he is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers and face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerking movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelfrad, Theodora von Valancius' features appear to be as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped around casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelfrad. Behind the two of them, you see two more men. One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate, and the other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manners of weapons. Our second candidate has joined us. The dry female voice and the powerful feeling of being watched force you to look at Theodora. The rogue trader is looking straight at you, and her gaze, like herself, is predatory and oppressive. Malachi, approach and give me your answer. Okay, so we've got some power. Okay, that's fine. Consider this a hypothetical situation. Ion 6, a new world on the fringes of the Koronus Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship an heretical underworld spirit that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flight of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install one extractor has failed for the second time. Or one extractor. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? So we could do a Xeno succeed. I'm gonna say this one. I have regained some connections in the Astra Militarum. A few Imperial Guard regiments would take care of the natives. They're spirits of the magma. Solid fortifications have never let me down. Transportation deployment, the unending bureaucracy of the Adeptus Administratum, all to achieve an unpredictable result. People are frail, especially when poorly equipped and trained, and facing an unfamiliar opponent. The wait alone might take an eternity, not to mention that such a plan might present an opposing force that is not material in nature. Edelaf waves his hand. Regiments and armies are not always a solution to predicaments such as the one described. It would appear you do not know that, Malachi. I gave a straight answer to the simple question, which, as I understand, was more than you could do, Edelfrad. The color drains from his face, which distorts his features further. Insolent, ignorant upstart, how dare you? Edelfrad. Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me, then, why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I will forget the time. Edward bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves, then she turns to you. So, Malachi, why are you here? There are questions that I wish to have answered. You are direct. I approve, but you will have to wait. There is something I wanted you to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valancius, Massimo af Scarus. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by the most sacred relic, the warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortune that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Malachi, are one of those with the Von Valantis blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor and becoming of the bearer of the warrant of trade. Nevertheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. It is not for the if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of the closest ally. Fedora sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voigtvir served me for many years before he made his mistake. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? The Vox affixed to Feodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noise. Feodora winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. After some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the Voidship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance, or perhaps it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield, or perhaps there's something to all those stories about the ship being possessed after all. He laughs nonchalantly. The grey-haired officer gives the rogue trader a look of cautious disapproval. Lady Feodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Adelbard. Such heresy amuses me. Idra eagerly retells me everything she learned from the whispers of her unseen advisor. She turns to you. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning conjugators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folk speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. Where is your ship headed? The Rykard system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Koronus Expanse, and each of them possess resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set course to the Rykard on the demand. Theodore grimaces. She gives you a stern look and shrugs. For a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose of this voyage, but now is not the time. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. Navigator translating. What are those things you speak of? She shakes her head. Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a voidship travels between the stars. Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Gellerfield, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead, sometimes in days or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars. I have no more questions. In that case, I shall head to... Theodore Vox awakens once more. This time we pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Voxcast, then nods and draws her weapons. Disturbs to report on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. We got some heretics, boys!
The impure cannot escape their fate.
So we have been ambushed by a bunch of heretics, and I'm sorry I'm trying to close my bottle. So we'll go. We'll probably try and get through this, and then we'll end the part. It's probably about an hour long. We'll see. Let's start the battle. Who's this guy? Mort.
One fewer target.
All right, these guys seem a little bit cooler, stronger than us. Okay, so use cover. We already know about that.
Actions will speak louder than words.
All right, so we're going to run over to here. We're then going to shoot at this guy.
And so it shall be done. Your corrupt way. I can't allow myself to do this. Let this be the
There we go.
warning to all who oppose us.
All right, so we've done that. There we go. Got 2 down, which is good. So we need to keep focusing. Okay, we're good. You missed me. Good, good, good. That's right, heretic gets lost. Abelard looks like he's getting crap sun sent at him. She has a plasma pistol, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what I saw there.
Reduced to dust.
Oh damn. Dude just cleaved that person in two. Let's go here.
Let my enemies tremble.
Receive a temporary positive effect from an ally. Okay.
Rejoice in
Let's put a bullet through you. There we go. Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture. Mort, take a team with you to clear the path to the transport line. Do not let a single horse runner survive. The rogue trader turned her eye to you. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst into the deck, Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat in the upper decks. The false insecurity offered by the position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. He looks at the fox in her hand. All you can hear is a lifeless static. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what's transpiring now. Possibly. Quite likely. Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her box a few times. We'll investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. What are your orders? He breaks eye contact with you. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if Arc Militant requires aid. And be quick about it. Alright. Anybody loot? Nope, there's nobody to loot.
bound by the blood of martyrs.
This compartment's not our box, but we have to wait for Mort's results. I don't have anything on me, but you know what? Let us end this part here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I do apologize if it was a full hour, but you know, I think it just makes more sense to end it off here before we get into any more stuff. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like I said, if you guys did enjoy, please follow me on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a share. It really does help when you leave a comment, a like, and stuff like that on the first couple of parts. It promotes it to a bigger audience and really gets it out there. But either way, I hope you guys did enjoy. Like I said, join the channel memberships if you're interested in all that fun stuff. But most importantly, guys, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys then.